My shirt is very staticky and it's sticking to me and it keeps shocking me and I can't touch it to fix it because it keeps shocking me. I don't know what to do. Gosh. What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new reaction, and today we are watching the top 10 things that are weirdly popular in Britain. A couple things that's weirdly popular here in Kentucky is like sitting in the Walmart parking lot at like 1 in the morning and cow tipping. I've never personally went cow tipping. I like cows. I don't want to push them over while they're sleeping. But I know people that do it. Yeah. We don't have much to do. We're about to get into it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like for more reactions like this. Yeah, and I also found the LED light. Wow. Look directly into it. Alright, well all I see is blue now. Let's get into it.
This goes way beyond Toad in the Hole. Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things that are weirdly popular in Britain. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Shout out WatchMojo.
For this list, we'll be looking at things that are popular in Britain but can appear unusual to those from afar. As the saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. What may be commonplace on our shores can seem peculiar, if not downright unacceptable, to other cultures. Number 10. Mixing up the metric system. For the most part, we British have made the bridge from old to new and embraced the metric system, but we ardently refuse to measure long distances in anything other than miles. Britain birthed the imperial system in the first place, and we're not about to relinquish it fully. Although we measure most liquids in litres, with milk and beer, we still like to use pints, or sometimes both pints and litres depending on the situation.
That would be so confusing. Listen, there's no way I could try to mix the two. I have a hard time as is just using what we use now. So do y'all just learn both? Since you mix them up anyways, do you just learn both, or in school they're like, we use this one, this is it, and then you just so happen to maybe pick up the other one? Y'all let me know.
Pounds and ounces, or kilos and grams. It depends how we feel on the day. Confused yet? Yep, you should be. Number 9. Roundabouts.
You turned into a roundabout!
Britain loves going round in circles, and no, we're not referring to international diplomacy. Although France has the exclusive bragging rights of having over half of the world's roundabouts, the UK has more per road than those across the Channel, or than any other country for that matter.
I mean, it just looks confusing. Like, there's ins, there's outs, and there's a roundabout. Bro.
But are they really so necessary? Everyone else manages to avoid Blues Brothers style pile-ups without them. Perhaps they're just a long-standing joke made by British road designers, or an elaborate excuse to bust out the spirograph they got for Christmas last.
Like, is it more, like, efficient? Like, does it keep traffic moving more? But then just like, I guess just like a four-way stop, I guess. I feel like it probably does since you're just constantly moving. But like, how more effective is it?
Number 8. Cheeky Nando's. It's Friday night and we're all feeling a bit peckish, lads. You know what that means? A cheeky Nando's. Said no one outside of Britain ever.
No.
Sure, Nando's restaurants can be found worldwide, but the chain has basically become a British institution. Just compare the UK's 280 plus branches to the much bigger USA's only 40 outlets. When you're
Nando, hang on, let me look it up. I want to see if there's one in Kentucky. Closest one is Chicago, and that's like a 7-hour drive. So I'm a pass. Maybe if I'm ever up there one day.
You're a bit tired of Sunday roasts and fish and chips, some Portuguese-style chicken dishes are the obvious alternative.
Ooh,
Nando's marinades are available in supermarkets too, so you can have that peri-peri perfection even if you're having a night in. Number 7.
Hold on, I might be making a trip. That look gas.
Inhabitants of more spacious nations may simply store their lawnmowers and other gardening equipment in their garages and such.
Hey, we're in a shed right now. We're making videos in a shed right now. Granted, I bought the shed and pretty much turned it into like a mini little like house. Like, it's got insulation and drywall, and I painted it and all that good stuff. If you're interested in that, it was all over on my JT Outdoors channel. So like, we're not roughing it or anything, but this is still a shed, so.
But in the UK, every square metre, or that is every square foot, counts, and a shed at the end of the garden can be highly practical.
True.
In addition to the norm, however, some residents have decided to pimp out their sheds, even adding some homemade bars, art studios, or saunas to them.
Yeah, see, that's kind of popular here too. Like, maybe not so much as little sheds like this, but like garages or even barns at this point. They might call them a garage or a workshop or whatever, but you walk in them, they're gonna be pimped out. They're gonna have lights and refrigerators and bars and just beer and, you know. So that's really popular here too.
Wasn't extravagant enough, the phenomenon has been rewarded with a Shed of the Year competition. Number 6.
What? It's that serious? I don't think, like I said, we do it here. I don't think it's that serious though. That's crazy. A Shed of the Year. Mine would definitely come in last place.
Drunkenness. We may be admired by the rest of the world for our many traditional English pubs, but with a lot of drinkeries comes a lot of drunkenness. And traditionally enough, we Brits have seemingly no shame in getting unabashedly intoxicated in public, particularly when there's a World Cup on. In fact, any sporting event will do just fine. Cricket, rugby, darts, the list goes on, with the crowds getting merrier and merrier. And that's not to mention music festivals, or royal weddings, or every lunch break at work. Number 5.
So wait, does that mean you can drink out in public like that? Because I don't think we're allowed to actually drink in public. Like, we can't just be walking around with a beer. Most places, I'm pretty sure there's some places that allow it, but most places, like if I went into the middle of town right now, in my little town, and just started walking down the street with a beer in my hand, most likely gonna get at least talked to by a cop. So is it like everywhere, or just like some places like it is here? Because if it's everywhere, that's lit. I just, all the time.
There's toilets. Not only are downstairs toilets untraditional in most places outside the UK, they're often not even referred to as toilets at all.
What?
Apparently, going to the bathroom is the more polite substitute for when one's in need of the lavatory. It's easily lost in translation for an outsider in Britain though, as the so-called downstairs bathroom, as in toilet, doesn't usually include the supposedly expected tub and shower. But beyond that, the downstairs loo is actually seen as an ultra convenience in the UK, negating the need to climb the stairs every time you need to go. Number 4, football.
I don't know about that one. Like, I've lived in houses that have like upstairs and downstairs, and I think every one has had, it's either not, it maybe not be a full bathroom, but it'd be a half bath, where it's literally just a sink and a toilet. That would suck. Then you'd really have to walk upstairs every time just to take a tinkle? What the heck?
Stickers. Why collect stamps and have all those images of the Queen in a scrapbook when you can compile football stickers and have the likes of John Joe Shelby smiling out at you against a super shiny background? And if you don't have the album at hand, you can stick your favourite player on anything. The possibilities are endless. Many a football fan grew up desperately trying to complete their Premier League sticker albums. There were always seemed you were one David Seaman away from victory. It's a rite of passage, but it does get a little weird when grown adults shell out hundreds for that Derby County left back they desperately need.
See, we do that too, but it's mostly like NBA. At least that's what I did when I was a kid. I collected NBA cards and like basketball cards and stuff, and I had those sticker books too. But yeah, you gotta be careful. I'm glad I'm not still into collecting that type of stuff, because that is expensive as hell.
Eurovision. Eurovision isn't the only thing in Britain that's popular despite us not being very good at it. See international football. But all the same, the UK has won Eurovision far more times than the countries within it have taken the World Cup home, and far more recently as well. British entries to have conquered Europe's mushy pop scene through the years include Sandy Shaw's Puppet on a String in 1967 and Katrina and the Waves' Love Shine a Light in 1997. There have been some low points, but that won't stop us throwing Eurovision parties every single year for the rest of our lives, will it? Number 2, Pancake Day. Shrove Tuesday was originally a day for Christians to make a confession to their priest ahead of starting a 40-day fast. But similar to how Christmas has essentially become an annual excuse to binge on turkey, Shrove Tuesday has become an excuse to shove your face with fried flour smothered in butter.
Bro, y'all have a whole Pancake Day? Oh my god, I'm gonna start celebrating. When is it? I gotta know. When is it? Because I'm gonna start celebrating. That's part of my holidays now, is Pancake Day. What the heck? We used to eat pancakes so much, we would make like 100. No exaggeration. We make 100, put it in a bowl, and put it in the refrigerator. And if you just wanted some pancakes, you'd go in there, grab a couple, warm them up, and eat them. That's how much we ate pancakes. Granted, it was because like the box of pancake mix was like $1 and you just added water. But it would make a lot of food for cheap and we'd eat on them like all week. But hey, I was down. I love some pancakes.
Hence its better known name, Pancake Day. It is celebrated elsewhere, being more bluntly known as Fat Tuesday in the US, but not many take it as seriously as the British do. Until you've seen or compete in a pancake flipping race, you just haven't lived. Number 1. Second-hand stuff. Sure, everyone's got in on the act of purchasing and selling second-hand goods for discount prices in the 21st century. But long before the internet took over everything, Brits were hoovering up deals at their local car boot sales. These aren't subtly trendy thrift stores a la America. They're good old-fashioned, no-nonsense, bring and buy bonanzas. If there's not a boot sale on, there's an abundance of charity stores to rummage through. And when we Brits aren't poking around for the perfect pre-owned purchase, we're watching daytime TV shows where people sell the contents of their attics for a profit. No bargain goes unhunted in these parts.
Hey, listen, I know all about some secondhand stuff. Not the way it is today where people like buy it to either like have vintage stuff or resell it or whatever. No, it's just we needed clothes for school, and instead of going and buying a brand new $15 shirt, we could go to the Goodwill, that's like our thrift store, and buy a $3 shirt that might have a little hole in it, but so what? But alright guys, that is going to do it for the top 10 things that are weirdly popular in Britain. I feel like some of those have made their way definitely to not just the US, but all around the world, except for Pancake Day. What the heck? It's gonna make its way now. That's part of my tradition. Freaking Pancake Day, what the heck? Y'all let me know, do y'all want to see more reactions like this by hitting that like button? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go out today, spread love, spread kindness, do something nice for somebody today. I love you guys so much, I really do. Shit your ex, I'm out. Peace.